Live now? Oh, there we go. Cool. Hi guys, how's it going? This is Hema, your Dating 2018 host. I am waiting on today's guest. She's actually my cousin. She lives in Mexico. We're going to be talking about dating apps because I think it's a very interesting topic. I feel like there's a pretty even split about how people feel about them. And I am definitely on the, I'm definitely in the middle. I'm definitely 100% in the middle. That sounds funny. I'm definitely in the middle because sometimes I really like them and sometimes I really dislike them. Um, but we're going to talk about that here in a minute whenever my guest for the day signs. And she was texting me a second ago that she's having a little bit of a technical difficulties with her laptop. So we're just going to hold off a second. And I'm going to tell you guys about my particular opinion before we actually get to talking to her. That way, we're not wasting any time here. You actually get to hear how I feel about the situation. Now, don't forget, this platform is called Get Vocal. It's an awesome platform that I found about a month and a half ago, and I really, really like it because of the fact that it's different from other platforms. It actually allows you to connect with other people and have real conversations versus, hiding behind the keyboard and trolling other people with, either positive or negative comments. Get Vocal allows you to actually connect with other people and have real conversations in real time about the conversation that, whatever topic we're talking about. So at the end of this Get Vocal, if you're watching it live, go ahead and click on that Get Vocal and join a conversation. I think that dating in 2018, the reason why I like talking about it is because it is definitely our responsibility to fix the way things are going. It is definitely our responsibility to talk about how messed up it has gotten in the last about 10 to 15 years. Mostly just whenever social media started happening. And I think that it is our responsibility to fix it because it is broken. Our dating culture is very broken. Dating doesn't really exist anymore. Well, it does, but it's only exists with very, very, very little, like a very small group of people. Very little people actually date like people used to back in the days. So let's go ahead and talk about dating apps. So like I said a minute ago, for me, dating apps are very interesting. They're a very interesting topic. They're a very interesting thing because even though I don't like them in theory, they've worked very well for me. So let me explain that. I don't like dating apps because it's literally like having a menu of people. It literally is having a menu of people. You actually get to flip through pages and see what you like and what you don't like, which, as convenient as it is, it allows us to literally degrade people to nothing but pictures and bubbles, versus, what we actually are, people with thoughts and feelings and whole stories and lives. It allows us to completely forget about the fact that the person on the other side of that screen, on the other side of that bubble, is somebody with, feelings, most importantly, thoughts and feelings. And I think that it can make some people, it makes us very disrespectful of each other because of what we can get away with, such as, for example, my favorite, or a couple of my favorite things. Hang on. Ooh, she just texted me. Pause. She says, what? Interesting. Okay, so regrettably, my guest is not going to be able to join me today because of the fact that once once the host, which is me, has started the conversation, I think you can't join a room anymore. It says that once we're live, you can't join a room. So that's definitely something good to know. This is the beta version of Get Vocal. We're definitely learning all together, so bear with me while I definitely going to have her back next week since we had this little issue. But same thing, at the end of the conversation, you will be able to join if you are watching this live. So feel free to hit the Get Vocal button once we're done and join a conversation and actually talk to other people about, how you feel about dating and dating apps. So going back to the reasons why I like and dislike dating apps. My, I don't want to say quote unquote favorite parts about dating apps like Tinder and Bumble. Tinder and Bumble are two that I use, first of all. And by favorite, I mean like not things that I really don't like. Are that you can literally start a conversation with 10 people and completely forget that those people are people. What I mean by that is that most of us just kind of, and I'm guilty of this too, but you'll go into it just because you're bored or because you want attention. I've been guilty of that I will start conversations with people that I have zero intention of ever meeting just because at the moment I want the attention. And it's not nice. One, it's not healthy, because if that's a mindset that you have, I personally think that if that's a mindset that you have that you just want other people's attention for no reason, especially people who could be significant others or the opposite sex, there's probably something going on there. Okay, that could get very personal really quick, so I'm going to stop that train of thought right there. Case in point, I think that it's really messed up whenever we start conversations with people who might actually be really interested in us just for the sole purpose of getting attention from them because we feel lonely or bored. Whenever we have zero intention of continuing that conversation. Number two that I really don't like about dating apps is it's so easy to ghost somebody because okay, this never happened to me, but I have a friend who has told me that he has met a couple different girls through Tinder that will be pretty cool, will be, actually have conversations, will be down to hang out, or go on a date, go to dinner or something. And the date of, he will, send a message again and say, hey, are you still up for tonight? And the person will never respond, and it's like they never existed. Which I think is just incredibly rude. And Tinder and Bumble allows us to do that very easily because you can just unmatch with somebody and they'll never see you again. And you don't have to give them an explanation. That's not to say that you owe that person an explanation, but it's just rude to not say, hey, you know what? I think I'm going to pass. I'm just not feeling it anymore. At least the person now gets to be like, oh, okay, well, thank you. And they're not just last minute wasted, a night, I think it just all comes down to respecting each other's time. That's what bothers me about it, that dating apps allow us to be very disrespectful of each other's person in general, but time specifically, because we could just ghost super easily. And on Bumble and Tinder, I cannot say that I've ever actually just ghosted like that, at least not on purpose. However, I can't say that I haven't done it in real life, and I'm not proud of that. But I did go back and have a conversation with that person and apologize for doing so about a week and a half later. So that's the thing. The reason why I do like dating apps, however, is because they've worked out for me. Even though I've had both positive and negative experiences with the people I've met through them, I've actually met people and had one relationship, not a successful one because we're no longer together, but it was a good relationship when it was going well. And I met this dude through Bumble. We just both had things that we needed to figure out, and so we went our separate ways. However, it worked out for a while. Another one that I have, this guy and I, we're friends for probably a very long time, but we're friends for about 2 years after we matched. And we kind of, saw each other on and off. Not really saw each other. We would like hook up on and off. And it was fine. As of recently, we're no longer really speaking anymore, but that's neither here nor there. It's just life happens, right? But he was a cool dude, and I was glad I met him. Let's see. I've gone on a couple different dates that, even though they were not successful, they were nice people. There was just no chemistry kind of deal. And I've gone on some dates recently that have gone very well, and that's kind of where I'm at. So, in theory, I don't like them because they are, they're like a way for us. They can be a way for us to be really, really crappy to each other. And I think that most of the time that's what happens. But from my experience, I like them because I've actually met a few really cool people. And if it wasn't because of dating apps, there's a very good chance that I would have never met any of these people. So I appreciate them for what they are in that sense, that they definitely connect people who have things in common that may have never met. But yeah, those are my reasonings, I guess. I'm pretty solidly in the middle because of the fact that I've heard so many awful stories, like really bad stories, and I've only had positive experiences with both. I've also used one called Coffee Meets Bagel once, and I met a person from it who's actually also a really cool guy. Didn't go anywhere because there was no chemistry. There was really nothing there, but he was a cool guy. So that one's also a good one. I've never used Hinge. I've been thinking about downloading it lately because I got curious because I've seen it a lot on Instagram. But yeah, my experience so far is only with Bumble and Tinder. Man, now that I think about it, I feel like I actually haven't used them all that much. I've been maybe on I could probably count the times I've been on a Tinder or Bumble date on two hands since dating apps started being a thing. And I would not need all my fingers. Thinking about it. Now, that's not to say that I haven't spoken to a lot of people. And see, that's my point right there. That we talk to so many people. So many freaking people. And I've only met maybe 7 or 8 people ever on these apps. And I know for a fact, I can show you, I'm going to show you. I know for a fact, I don't know where I send to others. So I know for a fact that I've had several conversations. We're not going to look at names right now, but I know for a fact I've had several conversations. That's a lot of little circles right there. I've had several conversations and I've only met up with, from these, I see one dude that I've met. I only see one dude that I've met so far. Oh, 2. I see 2 that I've met. Let's see. Yeah. In that little list, 2 guys that I've met ever. Case in point. What was that? Maybe 30, 40 conversations In my whole time ever having Tinder, I've only met two people. Two people out of 30 conversations. How do you guys feel about dating apps? Now, in about 10 seconds, this talk is going to be over, and you're going to have a chance to share how you feel about them. Y'all ready?